that we're going to be doing just to show you how we can build some quick, easy assets for our websites using Canva. Now, the reason we tend to show Canva is because it's a really inexpensive option. They have both a free version, which you can try out, play with, make sure you like it. And then when you decide to move up to the pro version, it's really very affordable, $100 and some odd per year to actually use the software. So some of the assets we're going to need in our website are things like background images and then front end images. So the first thing I'm going to show you really is just how to create a brand new quote unquote design, something that you need. And so right up here, notice that you can do different things, documents, whiteboards, presentations, etc. In this particular case, we just want to create something specific. So I'm going to click on create a design, and it lets me, same thing, pick something here that I want to do. And in this case, I just want to create really an image, so to speak. And notice here, I don't have the ability to just do an image. So I'm going to come here, right down here on the bottom, and choose custom size. So when I click on that, it asks me what the size is. Now, the size that I tend to use for websites is 1067 by 600 or 1060 by 780. Just depends on how big you want it. You do not have to make background images 1900 pixels wide. In fact, that makes them too big of a file size. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the 1067 by 600. And then what Canva is going to do is create a canvas for me. So, and I'm going to just say no thanks to that. Canva actually has the ability to have a desktop application. And if you want to do that, that's what that button was. So by default, we get our canvas size right here. You see it here. And then we can start with templates. And that's what I love about this system. I don't have to be uber creative. So if I'm looking to do a header on my website and I'm going to do images and things with text, I can come here and kind of get a good feel for what I want to do. So over here on the left-hand side, notice it's showing me templates, but I can search. I can come up here and put something like the word business. And then when I hit enter, it's going to show me more business-like templates. If I was looking for maybe something with roofing, and I type roofing, notice it's going to show me more roofing type of templates. Now, not all these templates would be good for a header, but it just starts giving you ideas of things you can do, right? So think about, we'll come back later and maybe do a section. So in this case, we're going to build an agency website. So I'm going to type in the word agency, and sure enough, there's some templates in here. So you want to think about, I want to build this website and maybe I want to have certain things. So you can come in here and just decide how you want it to look. So find something that works for you. Maybe we pick this. When you click on it, it shows you all the different options. I'll go ahead and click on that first one, and boom, it goes ahead and it creates a color. It puts some things behind there. And then what I will normally do is I'm not going to put the text with a picture. We'll do that in the actual website itself, but maybe I just want this to be the background, and maybe I'll even put the image in separately. So what I could do is come here and just click on things and use the delete button, and you can delete the things you don't want. So for instance, if I don't want these things, because I'm going to put them in as real text on the site, so this might be what I use for that header. If I want to do the picture separately, I could get rid of this. If I don't like these elements here, I can get rid of these elements as well, because I have the ability right up here, notice elements, I can click here. And if I don't like these little dots, I can find something different if I want. So I can, have circles and squares and frames, and just Canva has a whole bunch of stuff that we can do in there. I find it best to just do something quick and easy. So maybe we'll just save this as is. So now it's in here. I can come up here and choose share. And I want to export this, download it. So right here it says download. Now they always suggest PNG. And in fact, unless you want transparent, that's not a good suggestion. In fact, A JPEG is going to be better. And the reason it's better is because it's going to actually make it a smaller file size. So I'm going to go ahead and pick JPEG. I'm going to leave it at the exact size it is. Now the quality, you can usually come down to anywhere from 60 to 80% and still get a good quality without having a huge file size. And then I'm going to go ahead and download that. It takes its little time there, and notice down here at the bottom, it went ahead and I didn't title it, I didn't give it a name, so I have to go back and give it some kind of name. So then maybe I start thinking I'm going to do some hero images and some other things on that page. So maybe I go back to the design and I say, okay, well, using this same type of template, I'm going to go ahead and add a page. So now I have, notice, 2 pages to my assets, and I actually want to create some sections on my website that might have something more interesting. Maybe I want it to, use something like this where it's just the top and the bottom with these 2 things, or, I can do something to where it's like this, where there's going to be an image here. Again, you're just trying to make some things for your page. Keep in mind, you're not going to put the text in a picture. We want to do that on the website. I'm just trying to create some background images, so I'm going to go ahead and delete all this text. Same thing as I did before. And I'm going to delete the picture because I'm going to put my own picture here in the template when the time comes. Now, depending on what you want to do, you can come here and you can change sizes. So maybe you want to do something like this. So on the page, you'll put a picture somewhere on top of this, by this, for this, etc. You can take every element and do stuff with it. I don't like that, but I'm just showing you. Same thing. I now have a couple pages. This one, if I want to use some of these other ones, just a little different things. So maybe I get rid of this text. Same idea, that these are just backgrounds I'm going to use throughout that website. And I'll put them together. So we got this one, and I think we'll do a blank one just like this. Getting rid of all the text. So now I have one with the picture, one without the picture, one with this type of look, one with this type of look, and I think we'll add one more, and we're going to do this template here. Now, something like this you could quickly and easily do in the system. You do not have to create a template for something this simple. And to be all honest, you wouldn't have to do it for a lot of this stuff too. But for most people that aren't really design savvy, this is probably the easiest way to go. So I'm going to go ahead and, just for grins, go ahead and add some of this stuff. And again, I'm going to take the picture out and just leave this as a background that'll have different colors. So now I'm going to download this again, choosing share. And when I choose download, it's going to ask me again, I want a JPEG. I want to do all pages this time since I had a few. I'm going to put this quality down to about 60%. And I'm going to hit download, and it's going to create that package. And this will be a zip file this time with all of the pictures that I just did. So making backgrounds in Canva, keep in mind, you have the ability to do so many different things. Look at just the vast amount of styles and templates. So when you think of something fancier than just blocks, if you wanted this to be behind, if you wanted to, notice I can get a whole look and feel right here and do backgrounds for a website. So I can create, some backgrounds and squares in my website. Here I can create something, a little more elaborate than just the squares we had by coming in here and creating those type of designs. So in this case, I kind of went over our other one. Didn't mean to do that, but it went ahead and added 2 more pages, notice, because it's just adding some more. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these. We're just showing them to you. And so what I might do now is I might want to save this. Maybe I'm going to use it again. When I go back to home, you're now going to see that I actually have, if I go to my projects folder now, it's going to say, hey, I've got this untitled design. And you can see I've done other stuff in here. We work in here all the time. So if I wanted to, I can, come in here and retitle and just say this was, agency backgrounds, whatever I want it to be. And I can reuse this at a later date. You can also share these things with others if you choose. They should have a Canva account for that to work. So let's go ahead and create another project and just think about creating some other stuff. I'm going to do a custom design. And this time I'm just going to use the 800 by 600. So I just want like maybe something that would go on the right, something that would go on the left. Same idea. I can come here and pick templates per se. I can, in fact, say you want to put some kind of design on a page. Maybe it's a travel website. Here is a nice 4-pack of travel pictures. The cool thing is you can bring your own pictures in if you want to. So say this is a business website. So we use the word business. And I'm sorry, let's click over to photos first. And then I'm going to type in business. And so now I can take these photos in Canva and I can pop them in. Notice how I can take a couple photos and within literally minutes, seconds even, I've got some custom photo that I can put, on a website. So maybe we wanted to say, website design, because that's maybe what we do. Same idea. Here we go. Boom. Well, I think that one would look best in a wide. We can put a little picture up there. Just notice I'm doing it quick. I mean, you want to take some time, maybe put your own designs, put your own stuff there. But it's pretty quick and simple to come here and pick and drag, and you can upload your own designs as well. So you can upload your own designs as well. Let's pick one more. We'll have someone here designing. So we're going to go ahead and save that picture. Same idea, share it. And I'm going to download it, and I'm going to pick a JPEG. And in this one, I'm going to leave it at 80% because I want these pictures super crisp, unlike a background. I'm going to download that one. And so all of these assets you're going to see when we actually create the website will have all these to use. Now, some other things we can do. I'm going to go back home. And I'm going to go ahead and create another design. In this case, we're going to do 800 by 600 again. And you can do a little bit smaller depending on what you want to do. But then I want to talk to you about like elements, for example. Sometimes we just want little things to go in a square or in a block. So we have some elements here. And so when we think about, I can click on elements and type in business. Notice that we have graph icons and we have, like a little chart. If we wanted to come here and make this graphic and put it on a site, we could do that. You can also come in here and start doing things with shapes and with text, and not just your photos, but just whole bunches of things to design. So when I click on up here, design, again, same thing. I might decide to, put something like this, take out the text. And again, this becomes a background, and maybe we put a photo on top of this in the system. Now this one isn't very, I don't think this one's very business-like, so I'm going to get rid of these. I'll add a page. I want to just start with a blank canvas again. So I'm going to click on elements, and I'm going to type the word frame. So they have some really nice, elements in here. Like I can create a frame and do something like this. And then on the page, I can actually, maybe write some text in that frame. I can use the word blocks. These are all different things that, you can think about. And then they've got different types of blocks. Again, business is probably one I'm trying to think of right now. Or maybe I'll type agency and see how that goes. Let's see what they have. So yeah, they have some little agency graphics. If I click on see all, then it'll show me all the graphics. So say on a page, for example, oh, I like this one. I think I want to use this one on a page, or do something with, with something like this, right? Same idea. I'm going to take this, I'm going to share it, I'm going to download it. Now on this one, I want a PNG. I want a transparent background so I can pop that anywhere. So I'm going to keep PNG, and I'm going to click on transparent background. I could compress the file for a little bit lower quality just to make it a better download, and then I can come here again, export it. And I should be naming all these things. I am getting a little lazy. I'll go rename them here in a minute. But notice I'm just trying to select and do things. Now, something you can do in here, so they have graphics and photos and all sorts of stuff. You can layer things on top of each other. So for instance, with this business, if you wanted kind of some design to go with that, you wanted some other things to be around here, you can drag and drop more than, one thing on a page and start making your own custom, little designs very quickly. So I'm going to add another page, look for a couple more graphics and see what makes sense. I probably want these things to match. So here's another one from, looks like the same vendor, same author. These look a little much the same, so I can grab this one. And you can upload stuff in here. You can download everything from here. I'm going to share this one. Same idea. A PNG, transparent, compress. And I'm going to download this one. Now, when we have these magic recommendations, we can click See All. And then notice these are all of the same style. You have a bunch the same color. You could start using these within your design and quickly, get some good graphics that you want for a website you might be building. So I'm going to just do one more, just so we have some options when we're building this website. I'm going to grab another one. These are mostly website design, so it looks like agency type of stuff. Same thing. I'm going to download. And if I wasn't explaining this, I could probably get this done in about 5 or 10 minutes. I've got some assets to build a quick, easy website with some graphics. All right, the next thing I want to do is just get some, I'm going to call them some random. Now, most of this website, we've been sticking with like a blue pattern. So I want to get some random designs. I'm going to go back to home, and then I'm going to create one more design. It's going to be a custom size. I'm going to go back to the 1067 by 600. And in this case, I just want some abstract designs. I find the best way is to come here. Notice we can look at templates. So we're in templates. I can click on blue, and it's going to show me all the blue stuff. So for example, if I look at something like this, I could get rid of, I don't like the corners. So I could get rid of the corners, get rid of all the text on here. And notice I now have a nice abstract background. If you want to make it a little unique, you can double click it. You can move it around a little bit, make it darker, make it lighter, decide how you want to do it. You can make it bigger, do all sorts of things to it. But notice that's a nice random background. So let's do a couple more. Let's grab a couple more just to play with. So here's another one, same idea. I put this out here. So look at this background. Again, get rid of the words. We don't want to bring words in here because we're going to add the words on when we build the website. So maybe I don't like this is so dark over here. Maybe I like it. Again, I can double click, maybe pull that out, move that a bit. And now it might be just a little bit more unique. You have some other features in here too, like you can flip things horizontally, vertically. So if you do it vertically, it just does it backwards. If you do it horizontally, the dark is over here. You can crop it, you can edit the image, you can change the colors, you can add filters, and then they also give you more things you can do. Like I could take and apply, some type of filter to it, or another type of filter, and they're just little subtle changes that change it and make it just a little unique. So I'm going to go ahead and download these two. Since these are backgrounds, remember, they're not needing to be transparent, so I'm going to make them JPEGs. They're backgrounds. I'm going to pop that down to 60, and I'll go ahead and download that. So I think the only thing left is to have just some pictures that we want to use throughout the site of real people. So we're going to do one more project. I'm going to go home, create a new design. And in this case, I'm going to do a custom size. And in this case, I want to do something like 400 wide by maybe 300 high. because these are just going to be pictures that I put on the site. And in this case, I'm going to want to do photos. So I'm going to click on photos. And then maybe I type in agency. I've got some pictures here. I can also type in SEO if I'm, looking for pictures. Like, maybe we want to, notice I'm dragging and dropping onto the page. Maybe I want to use a picture like this and have the SEO, but that's boring by itself. So then I can come and do some things with like elements. So I can pick shapes. I can come here and say, okay, I want to put a shape here and maybe make it kind of overlap a little bit for something exciting. And I want it to be behind this picture, so I can click on position and I can say, hey, go backward. And notice now it's behind this picture. And I'll just move this up just a little bit. And if I want to change the color, I come here and I want to either use, photo, like right here, this is the photo, here are colors used in the photo. So maybe I just want to use something light behind it. And notice now I have, a little bit more interesting of a picture than say just a square. And I can select both of those, make it a little bigger, bring it down a little bit. And there we go. Now, if I want to make some kind of outline on this picture, I want to fade the picture. There's just so many things we can do with all of this. Just a lot of options I can't go over. But I just want to give you an idea how quick we can get assets for that website. So let's do a couple more. I'm going to go back to photos. So we have SEO, we'll say web design. See if we can't find something similar for web design. Again, we're sticking with a lot of the blue patterns and things like that. So I'm just searching through to see, what other kind of picture. Yeah, maybe I just do a picture of a girl designing, and same idea. Maybe I want to grab this, copy it, and then come down here and paste it so it's kind of the same idea. I'm going to move it backward, and then I'll adjust it to be about the size I want. So it's got, again, these are pictures that have the same look and feel. Something I like about designing in Canva is I also have the ability, like this could be one page, and notice I have all the assets. I'm just creating pages to create all the assets. So maybe the next thing I want to say is we also do social media or whatever I do for my agency. Same idea. Now I can look at this image and compare, okay, yeah, maybe I want something a little more exciting. So I use this one. And again, same thing. I might want that little accent piece I created and put it backward. So easy peasy, just trying to grab some assets real quick and make them. So I'm going to go ahead and again, share, download. These I'm going to want to be PNGs because I want all this background to be transparent. So I'm just going to do transparent. I'm not going to compress the files this time because I want them to be crisp and nice. So I'm going to download those, and now I have my assets. So that's it. When you actually go and watch day 8 of our Fast Track with FlowTrack, you're going to see me use these designs to create a page and create a website super quick. So hopefully that's helpful. Canva is a really easy, quick tool. There's not a big learning curve. You could start creating assets very quickly and get everything ready for your website literally in a half hour. You can have a full set of graphics and things you want for your website, your client's website, very simply. So check it out. I have the pro version. So a lot of the things you're seeing with the little crowns here, those are for the pro version only. If you don't have the pro version, you just don't have as many options with photos and things like that. If you have any questions, as always, jump over in the Facebook group and please reach out, ask any questions, and we're always happy to help.